Welcome to Cool2Craft. I'm Tiffany Windsor.
And I'm Heidi Borchers with Annie.
Hey, Annie. She doesn't quite know what's going on.
She's never been in this room before.
Today's show is all about pets. That's why Annie's here.
Yes.
So what are you going to create today?
I have a fabulous technique that I just came up with, and you are going to love it.
That's all you get to know. Just take a look at this photo and you can try and guess what it is. Sandra Angelo helps to take your drawing from wimpy to wow as she shares her secrets to drawing pets. Next up, it's Candace Jedrowitz. Candace is creating a personalized pet plaque. I love this idea. She's thinking about recycling, and you are going to love to see how she creates this.
And what are you going to make?
I have a really easy project, actually 2 projects today.
Oh, cool.
The first thing I'm creating is showing you how to iron on the Tulip Glam It Up Iron-On Fashion Design Pack. That's a lot to say, isn't it? I had a hard time trying to decide what I was going to do today, what is a pet design, and I pulled out this design from my studio stash, and I'm going to glam it up. It was, wasn't it? Pretty cool. I am also going to show you how to use the Jet Master displays. This is a really super cool way for you to be able to take photographs. She's talking to us. You take your favorite pet photographs and you can turn them into wall art.
Oh, I love it.
Annie likes that too. Don't go away. We'll be right back. So when we first talked about the theme for today's show, I thought, oh, this is going to be so cool. I struggled with coming up with a design today.
But I think it's because right now you don't have any pets.
I don't have any pets.
I'll share mine with you.
We'll talk about that later. Your cat, yes. One dog, yes. One dog, no.
She's only 8 months old.
Speaking of dogs, on cue. I had some rescue dogs for many, many years. I rescued them when they were about 3 and 4 years old and had them for 10, 12 years. And I do miss having pets. I love this. This is like the only time I want to hear the dogs barking outside.
She usually doesn't do that either.
I know, that's so unusual. Like I said, on cue. I know that there are a lot of pet lovers out there who enjoy creating for their pets and listening to their dogs bark.
So today I have a project, mosaic, one of my first loves of creating, and then I have this really cool technique that I came up with just by accident. And that's sometimes how they happen the best.
That's the best way.
So let's see what I have. I'm using the Cool2Cast today and a piece of foam core, just 1/4-inch foam core, and we'll put that there, and I've drawn my pattern on here. And what we want to do first is want to cut it out, our shape, and I use some little scraps to make a bridge so I can just go through and cut. And sometimes you have to look on the other side and help it. I don't care how sharp you have your blade, it seems like foam core dulls it very quickly. So you just cut it out. And I have one here ready. And the little ear that's in the pattern here, I cut it out and I glued it on with the tacky glue. Now, the Cool2Cast I've mixed in a container, and I've had it just for a couple minutes. So what we're going to do is, again, we're going to put a bridge underneath it. And we're just going to pour it over the whole thing. Tap it a little bit. If you have some areas that need to be covered. And then we lift it. And put it onto a clean piece. And fix anything that you need and take it off the other where you poured it. Like you can see, I didn't get his foot very good there. Do all the fixing that you need while it's still wet. Turn it around a little bit, make sure I've got everything covered. So we want to cover all the edges of the foam core. We don't want the foam core to show. It's almost like frosting a cake. Super, super simple. Clean this off. And we're going to let him dry for just a little bit. I'm going to move him because I didn't want him to be globbed in there. And I'm going to let him dry just for a few minutes and go to the next step. Next, we're going to put in a little bit of detail. So down here on this leg, because that's the back leg, if you just barely go into it, and you could use a toothpick. Again, this is the back leg right here, and we just want to have a little bit of definition between it. And I think we are ready to let him dry. He takes about, maybe 30 minutes to an hour, depending on the temperature. And then this is what you have. It's hard. And you can see where I put the detail in the legs here, and his ears already. So now he would be ready to paint. And I want to show you my piece here. I just layered the colors. I put on a rust color first, and then I dry brushed him with all kinds of other different colors. I used about 3 different colors, rust, kind of a mustard color, and then a beige, or like it's a stucco. And gave him a little eye and nose, and then I kept a little bit of that rust color around there. So it went from this to this. Now, let's talk a little bit about the mosaic, because I did a really, really easy mosaic. I painted my frame first. It's just a wood frame. In fact, I didn't even paint the back yet. It's just a wood frame. I painted it black first because I was planning on not grouting this, and I thought it would look like it's grouted if I just painted it, and that's the easiest way to do a mosaic. So I painted it black, I glued all my pieces on, and it looks like it's grouted because the black you're seeing is underneath. And I found these really cool little tags at the craft store. And there's my baby. There's Foxy when she was little and really good. And there's Dewey, my older dog. But isn't that fun? Now I also want to show you before you can do more than dogs. Here's a kitty that's ready to be painted. And also I want to show you a picture of another one that I have where I did a bird and hearts. So you're unlimited to your designs. It's just whatever you want to cut out of the foam core, and then you of course just cover it with the Cool2Cast. Again, it's such a fun project, and it's so unlimited to the designs that you can make. So have fun with Cool2Cast.
So where do you come up with this idea? How did you dream this up? I love it. Of course, it's with Cool2Craft.
I didn't really dream it. I just was playing with Cool2Craft one day, and I think that there was some foam core and had some excess Cool2Craft, so I just played with it.
Because it opens up to so many more designs.
Oh, it's going to be unlimited. Isn't that amazing?
And Heidi talked about her dogs. So, good dog is Dewey. Where's your bad dog? Bad dog, Foxy.
Well, at the time that this picture was taken, because she was only like 8 weeks old here, she's now 8 months old, she wasn't bad. Now she's very challenging.
So we need to ask all of our friends and fans if any of them have Queensland healers, because Heidi needs help.
I think I just need to work with her a little bit more.
So.
I think I better stop crafting for a few days and work on it.
Good dog, bad dog.
Woof.
What I want to show you, this is a really, really easy project. This is Tulip's Glam It Up and their iron-on fashion design transfers. They're glitter. Well, no, they're not glitter. They're rhinestones.
Right.
I got to get my glitter and my glam.
They're shiny.
And this is a really quick project that I want to show you how to iron on the little paw print.
I love that.
It is so easy to use these Tulip Glam It Up iron-on designs. And I love this little paw print. Isn't this cute? When you open up your package, what you get in this particular package is the large paw print, and then I've got a lot of shine today. There we go. You have the 3 little paw prints. So you can decide to use all of these on one wearable or use one at a time. When you pull this out of the package, the first thing that I like to do is actually just press to make sure that all those rhinestones are adhered to the plastic. Also, keep in mind that on your wearables that you do want to pre-wash your fabric, and be sure that you don't use any fabric softener in the wash or the dry cycles, because sometimes that can interfere with any sort of adhering of glue. So pre-wash your fabric, dry your fabric, and then you're going to want to preheat your iron. It's a dry iron, and you want to set it to a wool setting. The next step is to get into this design here, and I found it's easy just to kind of cut into where that little air pocket is and peel back the backing plastic. And I do this very carefully to make sure all of those rhinestones stay in place where I want them. And then you just leave these right on that plastic and just place your design where you want on the fabric. Take a pressing cloth, which is just a piece of fabric today, and you are going to want to press and hold the iron over your design for about 45 to 60 seconds. So I'm going to continue to move my iron, my well-loved and used iron from Heidi's studio. I'm going to move it to make sure that I have the whole design covered. It's a little bit bigger. There we go. I think I have that lined up. So hold this in place for 45 to 60 seconds, and all you need to do is just press and hold it over your design. And this iron, again, is a dry iron to set to a wool setting. Now that my 45 to 60 seconds is up, I'm going to take my pressing cloth off. And this plastic is hot to the touch, so you're going to need to let this set until it cools. Now that this has cooled, you just peel it back. Adorable! Look at that. So my design has adhered onto the fabric, but the last step is to turn it inside out and then iron it from the back side of that fabric. And you only need to do this for about 15 to 20 seconds. And voila! You now have glammed up your wearable with an adorable paw print. When it comes time to wash this wearable, this is a t-shirt, you would turn it inside out and wash it on a gentle cycle, and you want to be sure and let it dry flat or line dry it. So now that I have decorated my wearable, what I want to do next is a tote.
Oh, that would be cool. No, I was just thinking. I was thinking, is she gonna take this T-shirt and make it into a tote?
No, I have 3 more little paw prints in this package.
My little creative mind was just going, oh, she's being very upcycly. She's gonna take this and make it into a tote. You could.
I think I could.
Yeah, I think so too.
Up next is Candace Jedrowitz. Now she is creating a personalized project for your pet. Hi Candace, say hi.
Hi.
Thanks, ladies. I see you're having too much fun as usual. This is my grand dog, Hershey. He and I are going to make a project today for our first dog, his Uncle Conan. It's going to be a plaque made from a peanut butter jar lid. I'm not going to tell you any more about it. I'm going to show you. You will want to start out with a fairly large jar lid for this project. And because we want to hang it and dangle something from it, we have 2 holes in the top. A wire will go through both and make a handle at the top to hang it, and 3 at the bottom for those dangly things. Now in the center you'll want to put something that represents your pet. Mine's going to be a dog paw. So I've got that little crab shell shape to start with, and then the little toes. And it could be anything at all, so let your mind work. And I used a little bit of the transparent to make a bone shape to go underneath that. And then I have some of the turquoise colors to make stones with, and what I used these for was to hold the letters. Here's one of the letters. And these were metal brad letters. I cut the brad part off of it and pushed them into the clay before I baked it. But you could stamp letters or glue on some other kind of letters once they're baked, and the sky is the limit. Now the other part was the little granite stones that just look amazing when they're cured in the oven. So glittery and very stone looking. Now if you were making this for a cat, you might want to make a tiny little fish bone to put under the paw, or anything else that would go with your pet. Bake the pieces according to the directions on the package for the clay. I just happen to have a little bit of packing foam here, and I wanted to build up a couple layers of it so that I can bring all of my pieces up a little closer to the surface. Go ahead and glue your first layer of foam into place. Make sure that it's securely down inside of there, and then let's look at some wiring. This is about 7 or 8 inches, I guess, of 20 gauge wire, and I've already put some beads on because I'm ready to make it into a handle. To add that little extra bling with these tails, you will use a round nose plier and start to curl them. I'm just going to make a little spiral. Just a little bigger one on this side. There we go. And a slightly bigger one on this side. Let me do this so you can see it this way. And there is the handle. For the dangly parts, all we really need is an eye on one end and then crooked wire pieces, and that will help the glue hold the wire pieces in place so they don't come out. So just work them in one at a time. You do want them to be flattish. You don't want them to be a bump so that they would change the surface because they were sticking up. So give them a little push down. To glue the second layer on, and because both layers are foam, so I'll be needing to stick them together very well, I'm going to use Aline's Foam-tastic. And I'm going to be sure that I squirt it around all the way to the edge. Put a little extra on the wires. It doesn't matter what position they're in as long as they're secured. It'll help if you leave a little bit of the foam glue right at the holes. That will help secure everything too. Get all of your pieces glued in place, and then when it's dry, before you grout, you'll want to attach your charms. I did 3 lengths of charms, well 2. There's a long one in the middle and shorter ones on the sides. And when you put your wire in, you use just a plain old loop on the end, not one that's secured, because you want to be able to put your charms on. You want to be able to slide them on easily, and then you can close them up. And I have a little bit of sanded grout here in a pale color like an almond that I'm going to add a little water to. You'll want to mix your grout till it's about peanut butter consistency. And you can use any color grout. They come in all kinds of colors. And if you get it too thick, just add a little more water. I think this is going to be it. All right, I think that's it. I'm going to apply it with my hands. And I'm just squishing it in there. You'll want to get all around the edges. You want to work it down in to the cracks because there's bound to be bubbles and pockets of air. And then just go back and take a little bit of it off. And when you see the air pockets, you want to get right on that. Force a little more down into there. Be careful that you're not taking away too much. Of course, you can always go back and put a little more in too. Let your grout get mostly dry, and then you can take a sponge back over it to clean a little more of the grout off of your pieces. I had drawn a design on my little bone, and a lot of it got sanded off, so I will probably go back over it with a felt tip pen again. There you go. And then you could add anything else that you want to it. You may want to go around the outside of it with a decorative fabric or ribbon, or jewels, anything that you like. And I would love to see it if you try it. So I hope you will send me photos. Oh, also, while you have grout mixed up, it's a good idea to finish off older projects. Now I know you can't tell what this is, so let me tell you, it's a Cool Whip tub. That's right, it's a Cool Whip tub. I did some experimental things in here. I love watching Heidi do her mosaics. I glued some beads in between some of the stones. Looks pretty cool. There's some more. Awesome. Yeah, always keep projects going. When you're done with yours, you can certainly put a sealer on it, although it's going to hang on the wall so it won't make a big difference. You can certainly use a glossy sealer if you would like for it to look glossy. What did you think about that, Hershey? Did you like doing that? Wasn't that fun? Your Uncle Conan is going to be so surprised. Pets are just a little bit of love in our lives. I hope that you get a chance to celebrate your pet. And I hope that if you do, you take pictures and email me so I can hear all about it. And then I can share it. Hershey wants to know, don't you, buddy? Yes. What a cutie pie. Bye, everyone. See you next time.
Wait, where are my glasses? So I can see here. Wasn't that great what Candace created?
I think Hershey is a good dog.
I wasn't going to say a thing. Wasn't going to say a word.
Hershey's really a good dog. Really, really.
But what do you think about her project? Heidi's like, so
Good project.
Good project, good dog.
doggy.
Thanks so much, Candace. Next up, I want to show you how you take these, which is the Jetmaster display system, and transform these into wall art with your favorite pet photos.
This I've got to see.
Using the Jetmaster display system is really as easy as print it, wrap it, and hang it. So the first step is print. What you will want to do is to select your artwork or photograph, and if you want some help in sizing it, you can go to jetmaster-systems.com. you click on printing, and they have an online print utility that takes you very easily, step by step, to size and print your artwork. I've selected a photograph from my friend Kimberly Wink. She is a pet photographer, and this is one of my favorite dog photos. You will notice that the Jetmaster display system has two different sides to it. The white side is where the release paper is, so what you want to do is pull that back to expose the sticky side. And remember, this is very sticky right now, so you want to keep your fingers out of it so that your artwork or photograph will stick to it. You want to carefully align this, and there are some score lines that you can follow when you place your artwork down. And then just use your hands to press that in place. And I'm going to turn it over, and because I still have some sticky adhesive exposed, I have it on a non-stick pad, so when I press, it's not going to stick to my table. See these holes on each side? Those you would use if you wanted to hang your artwork. So keep that in mind, that you can hang these or you can use them for tabletop. So the next step is to trim the corners. And you just use your scissors. Now that your edges are trimmed, the next step is to actually fold in these pre-cut flaps. And it's very easy. You just fold right along the scores, and you see that little flap pops up. So I'm going to just tuck that right back in against that edge and press, and it holds right in place. And you want to press firmly to be sure that that adhesive side sticks firmly down. It's very easy to fold in your corners. When you start to fold this in, you just press in those corners. Make sure you have a nice clean edge there. Tuck in those tabs and press down. And we'll just keep moving around here. Press in our corners, tuck in our tab, and press. I'm at the last fold, so I want to be sure and tuck in both of my corners. And fold in my edge. Press those tabs down in place. Now you are nearly complete. The next step is to take these sticky pads and place them on the corners. And that keeps those corners nice and snug. All right, so we're almost finished with this. The final step is to take the backing board and you fold the edges to create a box. And this is still sticky on the inside. And so you just tuck this right in. And press it in, and the sticky adhesive will hold it in place. And now you have a great piece of artwork and photography to put on your desktop. Or remember, you can hang this on the wall. So isn't it cool how you can take your own artwork and turn it into fabulous wall art or tabletop art?
I'm so excited. I want to redo all my wall art in my living room.
And of course you can do this in different sizes too.
Different sizes. I think I saw there was 12 by 16 and 16 by 20. But you could just group them all together too and make them bigger. And
you're good. You've been reading all of this.
I'm just so intrigued by it. It's just so cool.
And you can use, our theme today is pets, but of course you can do nature and family. And
scrapbooking paper?
Yes, it would look fabulous. So I love it, love it, love it. And we're going to have to see what Heidi does with the Jetmaster display system. Up next, I'm delighted to welcome a friend of ours that actually goes way back to the Aleene's Creative Living TV days.
Yeah.
Sandra Angelo has the most incredible system to teach you how to draw.
It's amazing.
It's amazing. So even if you, how does she word it? She says, even if you, well, she wants you to send her your bad drawings. So
well, I think it's really cute. Is your drawing so bad it never even made it to your mom's fridge?
That's what I was looking for. Yes. Not Heidi. Heidi doesn't qualify in that category. But I'm delighted to welcome Sandra Angelo.
Hi Heidi and Tiffany. I'm so happy to be here today. If your drawing stinks, you came to the right place. I actually specialize in working with people whose art is so bad it never even made it to their own mom's fridge. I'm going to reveal my 3 magic tricks that will take you from being really bad to really good, really fast. I'm also going to show you 4 techniques that artists use to see the world, which will dramatically improve your accuracy. Now, if you're one of the ones who doesn't believe you can learn to draw because you're just so pitiful, I'm going to show you some examples of people who were really bad and how they became amazing artists really fast using these techniques. So let's take a look at those now. Here's some examples of the people who came to me with really, really weak drawing skills. You can see on the left-hand side, this guy did a drawing of his wife, and trust me, she doesn't look like this. This was really pitiful. But he took my Draw 101 course, which is like a 60-day course, and at the end he decided he would draw his granddog. And so you can see, here's a drawing of the dog that his grandkids have, and you can see the dramatic improvement. So it's just amazing how much you can improve when you use my system. This lady actually started when she was 70 years old. You can see she was drawing stick figures, and then her other drawings look like photographic renderings. They're so realistic. She actually has drawn more than 500 lifelike portraits now. She's 85 years old, and she just keeps going. This guy, you can see, was really, really bad when he started, and sure enough, in a short amount of time, there he was drawing his daughter, and it looked spectacular. So when you look at the drawing on the left, if you're like me, I looked at a lot of these students and thought to myself, maybe this is the person I can't teach. But the reality is, everybody who follows the system and finishes it and does it the way I recommend, you have to follow my instructions. But if you do it the way that I recommend, and you do it in the order that I recommend, and you spend the time practicing, your drawing just gets so incredible. So let's look at the 3 magic tricks that make that happen for you. My first magic trick is using a grid. A grid divides everything up into a collection of shapes, and it gives you an idea about the relative proportions of an object too. So I have this grid that we created and we sell at our company that has 3 different grid sizes, and you choose the size based on what's appropriate for the subject. This is a fairly small one, so I'm going to use the small grid. It has letters and numbers on it so you can tell where you are. And then you just paper clip this into place. And then you can also take the corresponding grid squares from the sheet that matches that. And then you'll just go ahead and get your sketchbook and put this in your sketchbook, and you just paper clip this underneath a page in your sketchbook. And I've chosen a paper that's thin enough that you can see through it, but it's thick enough that it won't pill. A lot of times if you can see through it, the paper will pill when you use it. It's not really good quality. But this is good quality and you can still see through it. So you would just go ahead and draw. Look at this gridded subject right here, and then draw along in your book. All of the drawings inside your Draw Pets 101 course are actually gridded for you, so you actually don't have to have a grid to do this. You see the dogs are covered with a grid, and then there's a grid on the page beside that. So every single one of the dogs is gridded, and you can actually just draw right in your workbook when you're working on the dogs. But let's look now at the next magic trick. My next secret is to turn the drawing upside down. If you turn it upside down, you'll tend to think of things as a collection of shapes, lines, textures, and value, instead of calling it out in language like eyes, nose, and mouth. Then my third magic trick is using the window. If I superimpose this window over the eye, for example, I can't tell that that's an eye. I just see a bunch of lines and shapes and values. When I move it to the next square, I see some more lines and shapes and values. And here, when I put the window over this square, again, I'm just seeing a bunch of lines, shapes, and values. If I draw the lines, shapes, and values that I see within each one of those squares, I'm going to be incredibly accurate. So you can see these magic tricks really help you see the way an artist does. And let's talk about that right now. What are the 4 ways that artists see an object? Artists see the world in terms of 4 elements. They see shapes, lines, values, and textures. Let's look at each one of those individually to see how you can see the world that way too. If I asked a beginner to do this dog right here, it would be really, really scary. But if I said all you really need to do is draw the shape, let's just go ahead and put in the silhouette of the dog first. That would be pretty easy to do. And that's the element of shape. The way the artists see the world is in shapes. Then I say to the artist, the beginner, I say, okay, now let's just create a map of where we're going to put our shading. So we're basically going to create a map inside that silhouette, and that's called a line drawing. So artists see the world as a collection of shapes and lines. Then I say, okay, now let's take the different pencils. I have 12 different shades, like 12 different colors of graphite. And I'm going to now shade the different colors that I see in this fluffy dog. And so here, in this square, I'm putting in the values. That's called a value drawing of the dog. So the artist is seeing the world in terms of shapes, lines, and values. And when I finish putting the values in, now I come back and I just put the textures on top of the values. So when I do it this way with shape, line, value, and texture, that's really manageable. Whereas if I said just draw this dog, your brain might freeze. There you have it. Those are the 3 magic tricks that will turn anybody into an artist fast. Maybe you could learn how to draw your pets for profit, set up a little pet portrait business, or just do it for fun. These are all techniques that I took from my drawpets101.com course with the 9 workbooks and companion DVD. It gives you daily 30-minute lessons. You draw right in your workbook. I also put another really cool free demo at drawpets101.com for you. So you can go over there and take a look at that. The first 20 people to get this course are going to get this bag for free. And guess what? You also get a 65% discount when you use the Cool2Craft as a discount code. I love this bag. I never draw at my desk. I always draw on the road, either in my easy chair or in a park or at the airport. This shoulder strap doesn't hurt me. It has a zipper so I can throw in my purse. Well, I don't even need a purse, just credit cards and a phone and my art supplies and I'm good to go. And it has a beautiful Monet painting so you look like an artist. I hope that you'll let me be your fairy art mother. I love turning people into artists and I can do it really, really fast. So that's what I have for you today, Tiffany. Back to you.
Wow. 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 That's all I can say. Wow.
You know, you said that I don't qualify for the refrigerator drawings. I would love to learn how to draw like this. I do not draw detailed like this. I do like really quick sketches, but I would love to do this because it's so detailed and it's just like, it's so easy the way she does it.
And Sandra has done this for years and years and years and years with success.
Yes.
I don't even know that there's any percentage of failure rate of teaching
Right.
people how to draw based on her system.
And so if you do just even draw a little bit and you want to get, just into that details, this is the course to take.
And of course you saw the before and afters
Yes.
of what she does with her students. And did you get the information on the giveaway? Oh my goodness. I wanted to say something else, but OMG. Because she's giving away $1,650 value and she's doing private coaching with the winner. I want to know if I can enter this contest. And
I was thinking the same thing. I'm thinking, oh darn, I can't.
because what she wants to do is, she says that she's calling it a little mini reality TV, where she's going to share the winner, your artwork, in your progress, working with her one-on-one.
It's going to be so cool.
I cannot wait to see that. So once again, it's mydrawing.com. And who could have asked for a better name for that? And if you go there, I printed out all of the information that she has on the site here, and it's I can't even take it all in. I want to sit here and read and learn more because she had so much to say in her visit here today. Be sure to go to mydrawing.com and enter this contest so that you can learn how to draw the Sandra Angelo way.
Super easy.
We have had a show packed with ideas for pets today.
We have. Just amazing.
So we need to rewind, go back
Okay.
to the beginning of the show, and tell everyone, just in case you tuned in late today, what did Heidi create?
I did a mosaic, but it was really an easy mosaic, no grouting. But I also put a dog onto my mosaic that I used the Cool2Craft and foam board with a brand new technique that you just have to try.
And I glammed it up with tulips ironed on rhinestones. And these little paw prints are so cute. We can make all sorts of wearables and totes.
I was going to say, we're going to take your wearable and make it into a tote because that's what you were talking about.
There you go. There you go. We're always thinking. And Candace Jedrowitz created, she's recycling. She loves to do, Heidi has inspired her with recycling. And this peanut butter jar lid, she transformed into a personalized pet plaque. Whew,
I'm
that's
really
a lot.
excited that I could inspire her.
Yes, isn't that cool? We talked about this, I think it was just last week, about how we each inspire each other.
Right.
Also, I shared the system of the Jet Master display system where you can transform your own photographs, artwork, scrapbook paper into wall art, tabletop art. It's a really cool system that's quick and easy to create the look of canvases without having to invest all of the money that you might
fabulous.
have to into traditional canvases. And Sandra Angelo, oh my gosh, check it out. We have a new contest running, and you want to go to mydrawing.com and enter this contest with your bad artwork. Then you can win. You can win some one-on-one time drawing coaching.
Very cool.
With Sandra. And before we say goodbye today, I want to invite those of you who have not joined us at Facebook to head on over to facebook.com/Cool2Craft and like us and leave a comment about today's show and tell us about your pets.
Right.
And
Let's see, go to the marketplace because Cool2Craft is on the marketplace and that's the only place you can find it right now. So you're going to need some of that for my new technique. I'm sorry. You are.
the marketplace at Cool2Craft you will find at shopcool2craft.com.
Right.
Also, just head on over to cool2craft.com because we have our idea gallery, we have all of our archived videos there, we have blog
tutorials,
posts.
wonderful tutorials where we do steps. Not only do we do videos, but we also do step-by-step photographs because some of you don't want to watch a video. You can look at our pictures. Some of them have like 14 to 20 pictures.
And what's great about that is that our fans and friends can actually print those instructions out, and they put them in a little notebook, and then you can go back and refer to it.
Right.
And Almost Dailies, they're brand new.
Yeah, you know what? She did this before, but I think she has another alternative
motive.
Yeah.
Heidi wouldn't blog, so this is the way I get her to blog. Don't tell her.
She does it every time.
What this is a new insider club. It's a newsletter where we are sharing some behind-the-scenes videos, our
Bloopers.
musings, nonsense. I hope you have a sense of humor, because what we will post, we will have some just normal ideas and suggestions.
Are we normal?
No, I don't think so. We are not normal. The reason it's called Almost Dailies is that when I first launched this a couple of years ago, Heidi had to do drawings, illustrations of some ideas that we wanted to share. And I know I didn't want to do it every day and put the pressure on Heidi to do these fabulous illustrations. So every now and then we will send you an illustration by Heidi and a story behind what it is. And
Because I couldn't do them daily.
so they're almost dailies. Is that everything? Oh my gosh, we've covered the Facebook page, the Almost Dailies, Cool2Craft shop. Is that it?
We did talk about the newsletter, right?
Oh, our regular newsletter,
yeah.
Fave Crafts. No, we haven't. And there is a commercial that runs after the show.
Okay.
We have a newsletter that comes out every Tuesday that you can click right through to the project links on the instructions on today's projects that we featured on today's show. So that's through Fave Crafts. You can also sign up for that newsletter right on the homepage at Cool2Craft. So it's a great way if you don't want to have to hunt all around our website. Every Tuesday, automatically the email comes right into your inbox. And we also include other projects that we found on the internet and at favecrafts.com that tie in with our theme.
Right.
Why are you smiling at me?
You're just so cute.
Because I get so excited about all of this. Take a breath.
So, do you remember what we're closing the show with today?
What we normally say?
No.
Oh.
After that.
After that, yes.
Our pet.
Yes. I recently took a video of Heidi's bad dog. Actually, she's really cute. And I was working on a dresser that Heidi and I found for free. We were garage sailing. And is that the way you say it?
Yeah.
Garage sailing. And I found a dresser that I want to refinish. And so Mason, Heidi's grandson, was outside doing all of the sanding with the power sander. And we left it outside. Well, then Foxy all of a sudden discovered that this alien had landed, this spaceship had landed in the backyard in her space. So I was sitting here at my studio desk watching her, and she's barking at something.
Dresser.
And it's the dresser. So you get to watch that during our credit rolls today.
Now, I think that's all.
Get creative.
Get inspired.
Be cool.
Cool.
And give your pets a hug for us today. Bye.
Bye-bye.